Okay, and then letter number 7, I just want to ask Dale a question with regards to it. There's a comment in the second last paragraph, already the runoff from the ladders is currently destabilizing land closer to the lake shore. Would we not have had significant storm with regards to that new subdivision between Bastion and Sass? And is that just a off-the-cuff comment, or is there any factual basis to that? Because I would guess a significant development like Lakeview Meadows would have had to have its storm controlled and looked after.
Yeah, Your Worship, Lakeview Meadows, when they built their subdivision, they were required to provide stormwater detention and connect to a major drainage system that we have. And we actually did develop a cost charge project that did extend the storm sewer to tie in Meadows development.
So any apparent destabilizing is not from that development?
It would not be from that development.
Then the last one I had was items 12 and 13. Based on earlier that people didn't know much of what's happened, I'm also on the Milfoil Committee, I'm also on the Noxious Weeds, and I'm also on the SIR board. I haven't been bothering to report on those. I'm asking council, what level of reporting at a regular basis? The minutes in there, what level of reporting is required? Because we've said we don't want to be reporting on every meeting, but I'm hearing feedback that nobody understood SEP, and that's why I asked them to come here. But, like, do you want me to go through the minutes item by item so everybody knows what's going on? I want some feedback from council because I haven't been putting the CSRD on any of the reports.
Perspective, if you know.
Yeah.
Councillor Campbell.
Well, I think from my perspective, noxious weeds is a big thing as far as we're concerned, but something like the SEP program, there's a lot of information, and I don't know whether representatives to CSRD were the ones, but I would have appreciated having a report like this even a year ago, because like I have a whole page of questions, so that's just, but you don't have to do committees ad nauseum, would be what I'd say.
Councillor Izzo.
Thank you, Your Worship. I think in the context of Councillor Flynn's is that I think part of it is specialized programs like SEP actually need regular involvement from the whole of council in terms of potentially participating in training sessions or information sessions. And I would say in terms of SEP particularly, I'd like to see them move to a semi-annual report to council, maybe one disasters as a result of winter, and then a report later in the fall, disasters or anything like that as a result of the spring. But as for the other ones, it all kind of depends on the context of how significant of change is it from what historically has happened, and whether or not it's something we need to notice. And of course, being at the CSRD, Your Worship, and Councillor Flynn are probably best able to advise us of that, and otherwise, if not formally report, at least draw our attention to saying, would we like a formal report on this and what the significance of the event is. But have to go through every time, not necessarily, but I think the key things like programs like this with significant impact on our community, we need to be more regularly informed of.
Yeah, I don't think we include the Shuswap emergency program it's in our agenda, but probably in the future we'll do so, and if any questions from that, then they can be addressed at that time. Councillor Flynn?
Yeah, related to that, then I will let you all know that I have a solid waste management review group. Contact Dale and arrange an update on that. So I guess we're trying to do what we can. But SEP was here because both Your Worship and myself felt that it was time to update on all the changes they've made. And I think that they're a significant part of our budget. We pay the same percentage towards weeds as we do towards SEP and towards basically all the CSRD funds. I don't know that any of them should be minimized. But I do agree that that's a much more important line item, and it really is important when the time comes. So that's why they were here today. So we'll see if we can get the SEP minutes put in here, because we only meet a year, that policy committee, and also get the minutes of all the other CSRD committees put in specific questions. We can try to answer them.
Councillor Izzo.
I just wanted to comment that per our budget discussions that are coming up, there's some items in there that I know both Councillor Elias and myself are significant in relation to the solid waste management, so I'm hoping that committee can report to Dale in advance of our budget meeting where it will likely come up as a budget item potentially.
Councillor Larson.
Thanks. I'm just wondering if we can, as we've mandated most of our committees now to do mandatory presentation to us, like we have in our new committees, that we think, as if we'd be able to hold them to the time limit. It's an honest, fair question, and that information is really vital to what we have, but at the same time,
Perhaps if there was a misunderstanding and they thought there was 15 minutes each.
perhaps.
Three of them.
Ah. Thank you.
Councillor Cantor.
Well, the presentation wouldn't have been as lengthy if they had a year ago either, so I think it takes care of itself. And I had one question with regard to 19. I'm moving on, if everybody's okay with that.
That'd be great.
With the fisheries and oceans letter there, number 19, what happens to the variants that are en route right now to them? Are they, or do we have any that are still out there?
Development Services.
Yeah, we've dealt with 11, and 2 of them are caught in this change.
So they'll just be,
They're in limbo, or their consultant is working to get the letter to
I wondered about that. Thank you.
Councillor Itzek.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just 2 quick comments. One, in relation to the 7, the letter from David Nordstrom. I know it has come up in the CASA community discussions about the sort of the tree removal bylaws in relation to the fact that I know parcels larger than 1 acre, you're only move 5% of the trees per year, but with developments where there's subdivision, as far as I understand, the moment your becomes an acre, you're on all parcels. And of course, that produces that Mr. Nordstrom was commenting on in some developments that is one. So I guess it raises the question with regards to our tree bylaw, do we need to review it's implemented, particularly when subdivisions occurring on larger parcels that were potentially heavily treated in the past, or still until they get to the subdivision?
Perhaps that's an item you could refer to the environmental management committee.
And that's just going to say that there might be an opportunity for us to have a more in-depth discussion of that. And the other item I just wanted to comment was in relation to item 22, the letter from BC Transit report about investing in public transit. In their letter from, I believe, the BC Transit, or Senior Vice President, they make the comment that support for public transit is an all-time high. This year, all levels of government are contributing to expanded service in 5 existing transit systems and 5 new small town and rural transit systems in BC outside of Metro Vancouver. I'm just wondering if, either as part of our budget discussion or in relation to that particular statement, what extent additional investment in our transit system is occurring and to what extent it's coming from other than our tax base. Does staff have able to comment?
Purposes.
Your Worship, that is in fact for next week. I'm sure if Council wishes, the Director of Engineering can give a brief summary of it.
I'm fine with leaving it until the budget if it's acceptable.
All right. Councillor Eliason. Or did you have any more, Councillor Itzek? Councillor Eliason.
Yes, with the transit folks at UBCM, they said, looks like maybe next year we're going to get a bus.
All right. Was there a question there?
No, just answering.
Okay. Staff reports, item 11.1, Director of Corporate Services visit. Oh, 10.2, yes, we have a request for a letter. What I'll be doing here is looking for a motion to support this request. Moved by Councillor Cantle, seconded by Councillor Harrison. It was just speaking, push your button. All in favor? Carried. It's for the of the media. This is a request from the Shuswap Daycare for a letter of support for funding to expand the out-of-school program. Item 11.1, Director of Corporate Visitor Information Center contract. Do you have a motion?
Moved by Councillor